Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty. Well, October is a big month for Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick has some milestones to celebrate this month, and we can say that he is living his best life so far. And I'm doing this video to show you how Colin Kaepernick responded to certain criticism that was directed to his way. Well, Colin reacted and responded like he always does, with strength and courage in the face of adversary. So basically, all of the criticism, well, I shouldn't say all, some of the criticism came about based upon this particular book cover, Abolition for the Police. And this particular criticism was directed at Colin Kaepernick. Now, follow me very carefully. It is not black women. It is not all black women. I do not generalize and put everyone in a bucket. It was primarily the hateful black women on YouTube, a certain contingent who just hate black men, because this particular contingent of black female YouTubers, what they did is that they got together for a petition. And this petition started in May of this year, when this particular cover was revealed. They got together with this petition. They were at first going for 10,000. Then they were trying to go for 20, 30. But guess what? It went nowhere. And I say that not because I'm insensitive towards black women, because to be honest with you, I do not care for any black person, male or female, who drive or try to drive a wedge between the black community, which is hateful rhetoric as to how much they hate black men, how much black men are no good, how much they want to divest, and so forth. I think that's very damaging to the black community. And what they do is that they put all black men in the same bucket. So getting back to Cap, this came out in May 11th of this year. And divesting black women, this particular segment on YouTube who hates black men with a passion, they formed a conglomerate to get together of other black women to protest this, to get Kaepernick to stop, to retract it. They wanted a word with him, but guess what he did? He ignored them. And not only did he ignore them, he pretty much gave them the finger. Now, mind you, this is not at all black women. It was only the ones who were protesting is what I'm talking about. And he pretty much gave them the big, yeah, F off. And if that wasn't bad enough, guess what he did? He doubled down. He announced Happy Publication Day. And this right here was October the 12th. So he had 5 long months to meet with him. He didn't. To change his mind. He didn't. Back down. He didn't. Double down. He did. I'm glad he did that. Because they don't deserve anything decent. Now, look at this magazine cover as to what they were protesting. Many of them claimed that they did not like the image of a dark-skinned black woman being on the cover of this magazine, which we're going to get into. But there are black women who look like that who do protest. So I don't see a problem with that particular image of the magazine. And from what I understand, that is the first of many magazines that he would have coming out through his company. So I'm sure that subsequent magazines, they will feature different complexions of women, which is why I believe he didn't back down. But getting back to protesting, they're acting like black women who protest are not of that complexion. And it's not like he's depicting the black woman as committing a crime, as a murderer, a rapist, a robbist, a hoodlum. Pretty much she's just protesting. And this is what these women are doing here. They are protesting. They are of the same complexion of the woman on that particular magazine that he released. So what is the big deal with those YouTubers or black women who have a problem with this? The complexion right there is very similar. I don't think that he's saying black women are angry. I think he's more saying that black women, black people are fed up to the point whereas they want a change. And here. Now here's some of the comments right there that he received. I'll just give you an example right there. You can read them. I'll give you a minute to go ahead and read those comments right there. Magnify this by 10, by 20, by 30 is what he received. However, on the flip side of that, he also received a lot of support. And he received more support than a dissatisfied comments from people. And you can clearly see a lot of the support that he received was from black women. Many of them did not agree with the dissenters who were unhappy with the cover, who felt like the depiction of a dark-skinned black woman showed them in a bad light. Let me talk about that, because I just don't think he could have won. Had he would have shown or displayed a light-skinned black female on the cover, he still would have gotten hate. He would have been accused of being colorist, of promoting a light-skinned image, of showing her as being the face of the movement, of like somehow light-skinned women are replacing dark-skinned women. And I really believe that he knew that he couldn't win either way. Believe me, they would have bitched and moaned about this image also. So don't let that fool you about this so-called, image of a dark-skinned woman, because many of these black male hating women out there, they just want something to hate on. They want something, an excuse to bring up their rage and anger that they feel towards black men. So regardless of the image that Cap would have put on that magazine cover, he would have still received hell. Now, many of those same black YouTubers, and I'm sure that Kaepernick is aware of this, accused him of being a colorist, accused him of not liking dark-skinned black women, accused him of finding dark-skinned black women unattractive because of who he's dating. This is his girlfriend, Nessa. She looks similar to him. How can you draw a conclusion that just because he's dating someone around his complexion, and appears to be the same ethnicity, obviously mixed, of being a hater on dark-skinned black women? And I've seen videos about this. Angry at Kaepernick because of basically he's dating someone who's not dark. I've never heard him say anything derogatory about black women in general. And I sure haven't heard him say anything derogatory about dark-skinned black women. So how did they come to that conclusion that he's colorist? It just seems that with many of them, anytime a black male or mixed race black male dates someone who is light-skinned, that by default makes him colorist. And that type of thinking on the black women who believe that, only on the black women who believe that, not all black women, because some of them, many black women do not give a damn who he's dating. Many black women are very happy that if he's happy, I'm happy. They're a fan of his. But how can you come to a conclusion that a man is colorist based upon his wife, girlfriend, or significant other not being dark-skinned. And I have seen this colorism accusation leveled towards many of black men who are dating women who are not dark-skinned black women. Another thing I want to touch on. These black women on YouTube have stated that they alone are in control or have the final say over the image and depiction of dark-skinned black women. So basically, if I wanted to show a beautiful dark-skinned black female, you mean I need to go through you? I have to get your approval, your validation, your yes? Shit, that's a big hell no. Such when do certain YouTubers think and believe that they have the final say as to what anyone can post if the female is dark-skinned? We're talking about being delusional. There you are, if you truly believe that. And I do not remember anyone having a vote where they voted for any YouTuber to be their spokesperson. No dark-skinned black female has ever, as far as I'm concerned, gave them the permission to speak for them. You talk about a lot of gall. And by the way, the interview was done by none other than Sunny Houston of The View. And we know how pro-black she can be. And this interview was done for Ebony magazine. Used to be a black female magazine. Now it's just a magazine that shows the lives of pretty much black people. However, it's so ironic. The black female hating contingent of YouTube tried to get the picture removed, wanted Cap to back down. He did not. It ended up, what was formerly a black female magazine, pretty much it still is, ended up putting him on the cover and pretty much giving him the interview that he's enjoying at the moment. So I'm very happy that Cap did not back down. Because can you had imagine if you would have gave in to them and gave them what they wanted? This would have been a reverberating effect that could have affected a lot more other people. That would have given them some type of sense that there is this almighty entity who have control and say what people can post, what they can publish, who they can put on there, based upon their own ideology. And most of their ideology is misled anyway. Last thing that we need is to acquiesce to black male haters who behave in similar ways like racist white men. Many of their beliefs is just like what racists believe. They put all black men in a certain category, believe that somehow they all think alike and are alike, and somehow hate them. So that is definitely the last thing that we need. And I'm very happy that Cap did not give in to their whims and stood his ground. That's his life, his vision, his dream. And no one has the right to dictate or control that or take it away from him. So I'm glad that he stood his ground. And hopefully he will continue to do as he's been doing. Being brave, fighting for the people who do not have a voice that he has, and pretty much just being himself. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty, and I will see you all beyond and through.